A robot? No way! The shout came from the group huddled round Brett Burton. Me and Arlie looked at each other. Uh-oh, he said as we rushed over. We were supposed to be rehearsing the school play, Little Red Riding Hood, the musical. Miss Sternwood had written all the songs herself. Unfortunately, the school orchestra, 2 glockenspiels, 3 recorders, a tambourine and a triangle, was struggling to bring her musical vision to life. Our head teacher had spent the last 5 minutes trying to explain that it might sound better if they could at least start and finish the song at the same time, and maybe hit a few of the right notes on the way. The rest of us had been told to learn our lines, but Brett had got his phone out. He was always finding videos of cats or people doing stupid stuff, but this was different. The clip showed some glitzy event with a bunch of minor celebrities on a roof terrace somewhere hot. There were fans watching from behind a barrier. Then one of them ducked under it and ran over to get a selfie with the stars. The guy had gone barely 3 steps when a huge bodyguard grabbed him. But, rather than taking the man back to the crowd, the guard lifted him into the air, then threw him off the roof. Everyone gasped and Brett laughed. "Don't worry, he landed in the swimming pool," he said. "But check this out." The bodyguard had noticed he was being filmed and started walking towards the camera, shouting in a language we didn't understand. Whoever was filming clearly decided it was time to leave because the picture started jumping around all over the place. But before the screen went black, the final image was a close-up of the bodyguard's face. I swallowed. The man's eyes were glowing bright blue. "See?" said Brett. "Robot!" Sanjeet snorted. "It's fake. They probably put the glow on afterwards." But he didn't sound sure. "Do you think that was real?" I whispered to Ali as Brett put his phone away. My friend shook his head. "Total fake. Real robots don't have glowing blue eyes. We know that for a fact." He grinned and glanced to the back of the hall, where Robin was operating the lights for the play. Robin is our babysitter. He looks after me and my twin sister Jess while Mum and Dad are at work. Sometimes he helps out at school too. As well as doing the sound and lighting for the play, Miss Sternwood had asked him to be the narrator because he has such a lovely voice. In fact, Robin sounds just like the posh actor bloke from the sat-nav Grandma used to make his voice processor. I should probably explain. Our Grandma is an inventor, and Robin is actually a robot, but he looks and behaves so much like a real person that most people don't even realise. Ali and my sister's best friend Ivana are almost the only ones outside our family who know the truth. We need to keep it that way. Grandma is worried that if people found out what Robin can do, someone could use the technology to make robots that were bad. But what if somebody already had? "Jake, where's your costume?" Miss Sternwood's voice made me jump. "This is a dress rehearsal. Our costumes help us become the character we're playing. How do you expect to be the rabbit if you're not wearing your ears and a fluffy tail?" Thing is, I didn't want to be the stupid rabbit, but our head teacher had insisted that everyone was involved. Ali had managed to get a job helping Robin with the lighting, but they wouldn't let me near anything technical, so I'd been given the role of third rabbit. Dry ice crept across the stage as Red Riding Hood sang and skipped through the cardboard forest to where my sister was waiting. Jess was the big bad wolf. She says the villain is always more fun to play than the goody-goody hero, especially when that person was Olivia, my sister's arch nemesis. In the previous scene, Jess had eaten Grandma and was now sitting in bed dressed as the old lady. Third Rabbit's big moment was approaching, and I could feel the nerves crawling up the inside of my furry rabbit onesie. When Olivia finally reached the end of her song, me and the first and second rabbits had to jump out and warn her about the wolf waiting in the cottage. It might not have been so bad if we could have just told her, but this was a musical, which meant there was a whole song and dance routine to get through first. "All of a sudden," said Robin, his voice booming through the speakers, "Little Red Riding Hood came upon a clearing in the forest. It was full of woodland animals, playing in the sunshine. The orchestra stumbled into the opening bars of the song as First Rabbit hopped out and sang, "Don't go to the cottage, Red." Rabbit number 2 joined in with, "There's danger up ahead." Then, "Don't go to the cottage, Red," they sang together, which was my cue. I only had one line in the entire play. I'd been over it 1,000,000 times, but when I opened my mouth, it was gone. My brain was empty, a wordless void. Everyone was waiting, Olivia glaring at me like she wished her eyes were lasers. Then Robin's voice sliced through the silence. "Hairy elephants like lazy oranges," he said. For a moment I wondered if that was the line I was supposed to sing. I saw Miss Sternwood leafing through the script, trying to find the part with elephants. "Choose a name, you orangutan umbrella," said Robin, and somebody laughed. I was grateful that attention had been taken off me, until I realised what was happening. There was something wrong with our robot. He was malfunctioning, in school, in front of everyone.